Do you want to say the blessing now?
I'll tell you guys all first.
Oh.
Kody Brown of Sister Wives slapped his daughter Savannah in the face just 2 months after he assisted his other daughter Breanna. Before we get into what happened that involved the TLC father slapping one daughter in the face, we'll have a clear picture. Savannah Brown is the daughter of Kody and Yanelle Brown. She's 16 years old. She was born in December. So, she turned 17 in just a few months. As we previously reported, Yanelle affirmed Savannah was learning how to drive recently. Breanna Brown is the daughter of Kody and Robyn Brown. Technically, David Jessup is Breanna's biological father. But, Kody adopted her after bringing Robyn into his family. Breanna is nearly a year younger than Savannah as she just turned 16 back in July. As we previously reported, Kody Brown revealed in his cameo videos that Breanna was working on getting her driver's license. Now, Kody Brown of Sister Wives didn't physically slap his daughter. But, fans of the TLC father do think it feels as though he slapped his daughter Savannah in the face with his recent actions. Kody Brown made it clear via cameo that he was very involved in Breanna getting her driver's license. Sister Wives fans admit they were a bit uncomfortable by how excited Kody seemed to spend time with his teenage adopted daughter Kody Brown, however, appeared to be nowhere in sight as Savannah also learned to drive so she could get her license. Yanelle Brown seemingly made it clear she was working with their daughter Savannah to get her driving properly. Yanelle Brown has already gotten some heat for botching the driving lesson. But, the real question Sister Wives fans have is simple. Where the heck is Kody Brown? Why was he willing to help Breanna with her driving, but isn't helping Savannah? You agree with Sister Wives fans that this feels like a slap in the face for Savannah after he just helped Breanna with driving? Does Kody Brown really favor his children with Robyn above his other children? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. And, keep coming back for the latest on this TLC family. However, during the April 16, 2025 episode of her talk show, Tamron Hall, the host revealed that she was actually fired from her job because some members of the Brown family found her questions too tough. Because this happened soon after the Season 9 tell-all, where Hall grilled Kody about legally divorcing Meri to marry Robyn and adopt her children from her previous marriage. According to Hall, Kody's decision implied that he wanted to legitimize his relationship with one wife over the other three, and, of course, that didn't sit well with him and Robyn. Many fans of the show were glad that Hall held Kody accountable for something that he would always refuse to address. However, the line of questioning offended Kody and Robyn and led to Hall's sudden firing. The fact that he didn't want Hall digging into the truth about his emotional neglect of Meri speaks volumes about his need to always come across as the good guy. But Hall clearly saw through that act, and she was punished for it. To clarify the situation further, Meri appeared as a guest on the same episode of Hall's talk show and confirmed that she never had any issues with the host. So it was definitely a problem from Kody's end. Hall's act was followed by Erica Hill, Andrea Canning, and Sachin Pak, and eventually, Sukanya Krishnan, who has been hosting the tell-alls since season 16. After Hall, Canning was the only one who pushed back and forced Kody to confront some of his controversies. But that clearly didn't work out since she was replaced after just one season. Krishnan seems to be the host that the Brown family patriarch has happily settled on. But unfortunately, the fans don't feel the same way. Krishnan's style, while gentle and empathetic, is just not engaging enough for the tell-all format. She always holds back on asking tough, raw questions, and it often feels like she gives Kody and Robyn an easy outlet to vent without any real pushback. Most of her attention is directed towards Kody and his last remaining wife, while the three former sister wives don't get much of a chance to say their piece. This approach just feels out of touch with the reality of the show. It wouldn't be surprising if Kody is the one calling the shots behind the scenes and dictating the questions Krishnan is supposed to ask him, because that seems to be his only requirement for a host. Unfortunately, this has led to the tell-alls feeling manufactured and lacking the substance that Hall once brought to them. Sister Wives Season 19 is currently airing every Sunday on TLC. Sister Wives Season 19 tackled one of its most harrowing moments as Garrison Brown's passing was finally explored by the Brown family, and I'm proud of how they handled their most painful emotions. Throughout Sister Wives Season 19, viewers have been waiting with bated breath to see how the show handled Garrison's tragic passing. While his death was in mid-2024, Sister Wives hadn't been filming at the time and picked back up to ensure that the family could share what they wanted in the moments after tragedy struck. With Kody Brown sharing her memories, albeit painful, the series made impact. While I wasn't sure what to expect with Sister Wives when I first learned about the news of Garrison's passing, I was hoping at the time the show wouldn't tackle it. Knowing how tragic and painful that situation must have been for Kody, Kody, and the rest of the family, I was hoping they'd be able to grieve in private and leave viewers out of it. While I obviously understood that the show would likely at least reference Garrison's death, I was hopeful that there wouldn't be anything on screen that took the family's grief and used it for TV. Although I understand that the onus of Sister Wives has always been to share the Brown family in its highs and lows, I've been curious about the older kids in the family for years. While some have continued to share their lives on the show, others have chosen to move on after they were old enough to do so. Garrison was always someone who wound up confidently appearing on Sister Wives, even if it was just for an episode. Sharing his feelings openly, I appreciated who Garrison was, which is why I shouldn't have been surprised to see him honored. During the episode that began memorializing Garrison and sharing what had happened in the family, I was hopeful viewers would see some tough conversations, but I never imagined the family would get into just so much. With Kody sharing her memories of the day she found out and its aftermath to Kody talking to Robyn about his feelings surrounding Garrison's passing, I was floored at just how difficult the family allowed things to get on camera. The raw honesty created a refreshing, mesmerizing episode of Sister Wives that should be applauded for its depth and emotional vulnerability by the fans. While the rest of the family held down the fort throughout the episode, I was proudest of Kody for speaking her truth throughout her time on camera. As Garrison's mother, it's clear Kody had a ton of pride radiating through her for her son, and that didn't leave just because he passed. Kody opened up about her pain and it's clear she hasn't held that back, but on top of that, she opened up about her son. Sharing more about their relationship than ever before, Kody let Sister Wives viewers see her Garrison, and I thank endlessly her for that. Based on the social media activity I've seen, Sister Wives star Kody Brown is making me wonder if she's truly happy. Kody was Sister Wives patriarch Kody Brown's second wife. The pair married in the early 90s. Kody also married Mary and Christine Brown in the early 90s. The foursome and their growing brood lived happily together until Kody decided to get a fourth, younger wife, Robyn Brown, in 2010. Robyn entering the family threw the family dynamics off due to Kody's clear favoritism of Robyn over the years. It became clear that Kody was not emotionally and physically there for his OG 3 wives, and that he cared more about Robyn's kids and making her happy. This caused Christine to leave first, in 2021, and then Kody followed suit in 2022, and Mary in January 2023. Currently, Sister Wives Season 19 is airing, and Kody and Mary are trying to get what they are owed out of the Coyote Passland deal they did with Kody before things totally fell apart. Kody has been trying to start a new chapter, but her Instagram content, or lack of, are concerning me. Kody made a huge change in her life after her split from Kody. She decided to move to North Carolina with her daughter, Maddie Brush, Maddie's husband, and their kids, to start a farm. They bought undeveloped land and plan on starting tider farms, although there have been many roadblocks. Kody left everything and almost everyone she knows behind in Utah, Nevada, and Arizona, and while she voiced she needed the transformative move after her son, Garrison Brown, passed in March 2024, the actual work involved with getting the farm Kody recently shared on Instagram that she was beginning work on her home on the property. However, I saw the post as grabbing at straws of positivity when there is still a very long way to go. I think Kody has bitten off more than she can chew. She has gotten her $375,000 payout from Coyote Pass, and I think she will need every bit of that in tider farms. Together is proving to be too much. Moreover, Kody is nostalgic. Kody recently visited Flagstaff, Arizona, where the Coyote Pass property was and where Kody lived with and without Kody. She met up with friends and detailed how nice the nostalgic experience was. Kody is in deep with tider farms, although it is far from being profitable. The 156-acre farm has no electricity or running water, and also no existing structures. They were essentially starting from scratch. Within that setup, Kody has hit problems with zoning, permitting, and surveying that have stalled the work. Kody also does not report on her dating life on social media, and I think that is a shame. Myself and other Sister Wives fans are rooting for Yanel to succeed in every aspect of her life, but she seems hesitant to date. Christine happily flaunts her marriage on social media, and Mary has shown off a past boyfriend as well. If Yanel found someone worthwhile, I think she would be amazed and happy by the praise and support she would get on her social media. I don't think Yanel is tapping into her Sister Wives' online support system like she should. She may even have a quality man in her DMs that she's ignoring. Sister Wives recently aired what was likely its most heartbreaking episode to date. In the May 5, 2025, episode, viewers watched as the Brown family learned 25-year-old Garrison, the son of Kody and Yanel Brown, had died by suicide. Garrison's death happened over a year prior, in March 2024. While his passing made headlines at the time, this is the first time Sister Wives addressed the tragedy on screen due to the show's delayed production schedule. Fans knew the moment was coming. But nothing could have prepared them for the rawness of the scene. Rather than dramatizing events, TLC let the silence speak for itself, cutting to black after Mary took a devastating call from Kody while filming. What came next was a candid look at how the fractured family coped with the loss, which Sister Wives will likely continue to explore throughout the season. The episode started like any other, with Mary in the confessional booth. She was about to discuss something unrelated, her birthday, but became visibly distracted when her phone kept ringing. Mary acknowledged it was Kody but chose to ignore it to keep filming. However, Mary's tone changed when she got a text from Kody saying it's an emergency. She finally picked, and her face dropped. The screen then faded to black, with white lettering delivering the sad news. On March 5, 2024, Kody and Yanel's son Garrison passed away. Mary immediately paused filming to drive to Kody and Robyn's house, where she was met by more family members later. In a confessional, Mary admitted to being in disbelief upon hearing the news from Kody. He told me the words that I'll never forget. He goes, Garrison took his life. And it was just like this weird, surreal moment that no, not one of our kids. No, they're not going to do that. You know, she recalled later. In a confessional, Mary admitted to being in disbelief upon hearing the news from Kody. He told me the words that I'll never forget. He goes, Garrison took his life. And it was just like this weird, surreal moment that no, not one of our kids. No, they're not going to do that. You know, she recalled. There was nothing scripted about the scene. It was deeply emotional, which is what made it so powerful and devastating. It was also a reminder that Sister Wives is more than just a reality show about plural marriage. It's about a real family, and in its current season, it's a deep dive into loss and grief. The rest of the episode mainly unfolded in confessionals, where the family tried to make sense of what happened. Yanel revealed she'd been texting Garrison throughout the day, saying there was nothing unusual in their conversation, though she knew he'd been struggling. But when her son stopped responding around 8:30 p.m., she started to worry. She reached out to his brothers, Logan and Hunter, asking them to check in on him. Later that night, one of the other brothers, Gabriel, called Yanel, after going to Garrison's house, only to find him deceased. He continued, all the frustration I had, all of a sudden, that's so unimportant. I'm just sad about what would have been, it makes me feel connected to him to do the what ifs, Kody confessed, visibly broken. Whether or not viewers sympathize with Kody, it's clear that his grief is real, and so is his regret. Perhaps the most sobering moment of the episode came when the family started to unpack the factors that may have led to Garrison's suicide. Yanel noted he struggled with anxiety and depression for years, and alcohol eventually became his way of coping. However, his drinking worsened during COVID. Though the family offered all the love, all the support, all the resources, Yanel said something about that night was different. This isn't the first time Sister Wives has touched on mental health, but this episode forced the family, and, by extension, its viewers, to confront it head-on. Yanel said Gabriel had already been in therapy before Garrison's death. The death set him back, but he's doing okay. In one candid confession, Yanel captures the surrealism of the family's grief, saying, I know that he's dead, but I forget that he's dead. And then I'm like, oh, I remember. It's clear the Brown family will never be the same again, and by airing their pain so openly, Sister Wives delivered one of its most honest, important, and tragic episodes of all time. May 5th, the Sister Wives star, 56, reflected on returning to Flagstaff, Arizona since her late son's death in March 2024. Alongside a black and white photo of him kissing her on the cheek, she opened up about how far she's come in her grieving process. It's taken a while to accept the fact that, in the end, we did everything we could, Yanel began in the caption. Sometimes the mind convinces someone there's no hope, even when all the evidence says otherwise. Related, Sister Wives star Robyn Brown's cause of death confirmed 2 months after he died at 25. Being in Flagstaff this past week brought a deep awareness of how much I need this new chapter, somewhere different. Everywhere I looked, I could see traces of Garrison, she continued, thanking her children and grandbabies for helping her through hard. Fans saw Yanel have a conversation with her sister Carrie about her new home in North Carolina and how she and her children have been faring since Garrison's death. We all are starting to have a lot more frank conversations about mental health, Yanel said of her kids, before adding that Gabriel was doing okay. Now I have the big job of getting his house ready and all that stuff, she continued, referring to the Flagstaff property where Garrison lived. Related, Sister Wives Yanel Brown in a conversation with cameras, Yanel explained that the grief over her son's death sometimes catches her off guard, but she's grateful to be in North Carolina during the mourning process. Sometimes it catches you at a more raw moment for sure, she said. I'm glad that I'm here now versus still in Flagstaff. If you or someone you know is considering suicide, please contact the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by dialing 988, text. NS daughter Maddie reveals they were trying to get Garrison to move to North Carolina before his death. Carrie responded, well, with closing the house and the kids moving out and selling everything, that kind of closes that chapter. Both sisters appeared to get emotional. Yanel tried to say, we got home from the property the other day, but trailed off as she began to choke up. With tears in her eyes, her sister added, yeah, our bear. You know it's going to take some time, right? Brown recently shared Kody Brown's first impression of his fourth wife, and she implied it was all about Robyn Brown's looks. 55-year-old Yanel Brown was Kody's second wife. She married him in 1993 and left him in 2022. After almost 30 years of marriage and 6 children together, Yanel wasn't the first of Kody's wives to leave him or the last one either. By the time Sister Wives season 19 premiered, 3 of his 4 wives had walked away from him and the Brown family. To a great extent, the family fell apart because Kody preferred his 4th wife, Robyn. According to Yanel, he was more attracted to Robyn from the beginning. Kody and Robyn met in 2009 when he and his first wife, Mary, attended the same party. It was Mary who met Robyn first and encouraged Kody to court her. She would come to regret her involvement. In 2014, Kody asked Mary to divorce him so he could marry Robyn and adopt her children from a previous marriage. Mary agreed, but over time, her friendship with Robyn became complicated, especially after Mary decided to leave Kody in 2022. During an episode of Sister Wives season 19, Kody's former wives discussed his interest in appearances. Kody liked makeup, third wife Christine explained. It was like you had to always look nice. It mattered to him so much. Mary concurred, adding, Kody's always wanted people around him to look good. She said when they were first dating, Kody would take her shopping for clothes. For Yanel's part, she ignored Kody's interest in looks. Yanel revealed Kody's first impressions of Robyn during a recent episode of Sister Wives season 19. Kody has said, well, all of a sudden, I met Robyn, and she's this diesel jeans model, and she's everything I want, Yanel alleged. While his other 3 wives always sensed Kody was more attracted to Robyn, it was clear he was attracted to his 4th and youngest wife the most. Kody Brown's family is getting bigger again. After all, the Sister Wives star's oldest daughter Aspen Brown, who he shares with ex-Christine Brown, is pregnant. Aspen confirmed her pregnancy during an April 30th news segment about Mother's Day Presents. After Fox 13 News anchor Morgan Saxton remarked how fitting it was to have the 30-year-old, who is a manager at a Kendra Scott boutique in Utah, share her gift ideas on air while expecting her first little one on the way, Aspen smiled and nodded as she showed off her baby bump in a blue and white dress. Following months of speculation about the reality star's job, one fan spotted Kody working at a booth at a gun show in April 2022. They took to Facebook and Reddit to share photos from the Tulsa, Oklahoma, event, which showed the Wyoming native standing at a table full of guns, ammo, and accessories. In Touch confirmed in December 2022 that Kody is a member of the supply company US Tactical LLC, which would effectively allow him to buy and sell sporting goods in Utah. Gwendolyn Brown, his daughter whom he shares with ex-wife Christine Brown, confirmed her father's controversial field of work, along with sharing why she believes why he would like to keep it private. The Sister Wives star revealed she struggles with trust issues in the years following the breakup, admitting in a confessional on the TLC series that she has a hard time gauging romantic interest from others. "I've dated a little bit and I have had experiences where I believe that some people are not interested simply because of my background," she shared on the May 4 episode. "Because I come from a plural family, maybe they're nervous that that's what I want." After all, Mary fell victim to a catfishing scheme more than 10 years ago, when she struck up an online flirtation with someone she thought was a man named Sam who ended up being a woman. The ordeal ultimately put a strain on her relationship with Kody, who she said eventually told her, "Well, I'm just not interested. You can stick around if you want." But Mary didn't stick around, confirming her split from her co-star, with whom she shares 29-year-old Leo Brown in the 2022 Sister Wives one-on-one special. Their breakup followed closely behind Sister Wives Christine Brown and Yanel Brown's decisions to call it quits with Kody. "It just doesn't make sense to me that he would be so frustrated with Christine and be like, she just made this decision. We didn't consult, we didn't talk, she just made the decision. And then he says, 'No, I don't consider myself married to Mary,'" she argued on the special. "Like, he just made the decision. I've never heard him say that to me." According to Mary, she initially thought Kody was trying to repair their marriage after the catfish scandal, though he allegedly became cold and distant. His like, "I don't even know why you called me Mary," she recalled of their anniversary in 2022. "We're not married. We're not acting as married." As for Kody, who is still married to his fourth wife Robyn Brown, he said on the April 27 episode of Sister Wives that he feels slapped by polygamy after going through 3 breakups. "I don't want to be flippant with my answer," Kody shared, "but I'm not interested in plural marriage anymore." He added, "I don't want to pursue another woman because I don't want that headache, the questions, the struggles, the wonder about trust." "She looked like a soccer mom," Kody Brown once joked on Sister Wives of meeting then-single mom Robyn in 2009. "She had a van, 3 kids, and was divorced. I thought, I didn't need a van, a divorced woman, and 3 kids in my life, that's just trouble." Nearly a decade and a half on, though, they're still kicking it, with the pair adding son Solomon and daughter Oriella to the squad. As for bringing on other teammates, it's not in the game plan. "I really, really struggle with it because it feels like, oh, well, those didn't work. So, on to someone new," Robyn said on the December Sister Wives one-on-one special of Mary Brown, Yanel Brown and Christine Brown leaving the fold. "That's hard for me. That's really, really hard for me. It feels disrespectful." Journalist Tamron Hall entered the world of Sister Wives during season 6, when the show aired its first tell-all special. With her knack for getting Kody Brown and his sister wives, Mary, Yanel, Christine, and Robyn Brown, to open up and get vulnerable in front of the cameras, Hall was the perfect fit for the format. After a season's worth of drama, it was always great to watch the former plural family sit down with Hall and address all the controversies one after the other. Of course, this kind of questioning did lead to some heated moments. But that was part of the fun. Anyone who has followed Sister Wives since its premiere in 2010 knows that the Brown family patriarch has a serious need for control. Whether that has to do with what went on at home with his wives and children, or the way outsiders perceived them, Kody always tried to push the narrative of a big, happy family when that wasn't always the case. But the minute Hall started hosting the tell-alls, Kody was no longer in control. Coming from a background journalism, Hall had a fearless approach.